I've said in the past that what you put on the internet is there forever. Something I don't say enough though, is you are more influential to those around you and the world than you think. Such an example is highlighted in today's story. It all starts with this handsome gentleman. Meet Hudson Mohawk. Badass last name, extra jelly. He's a relatively popular DJ and music artist, creates his own doof beats for the club scene. And in his pursuit of his personal passion, he happens to create a specific banger. Emphasis on the term banger because it was literally the driving force behind one man's inspiration to keep his libido going for his partner. And of course, the roof cleaners start when I'm recording the video. Essentially, guy makes song. Song is liked by people. Song is liked very much by someone else who has decided for the last 2 years to use this song as his sex anthem. We're gonna listen to it later, and I just want you to be reminded, this is the song that makes this man go, hell yeah, let's get it on. As you can see too, very popular this story. You might have heard of it on TikTok over the last week, but there is an update later on a few days ago that we're going to go through as well. Let's hit that title. Today I fricked up. My 20-year-old female girlfriend of 2 years told me that the music I, a 25-year-old male, play during intimacy is weird and a major turnoff. A little backstory. When I first started having it on, I researched into ways to be better, as I was a little stiff and pretty much had no idea what I was doing. I read online that you can play music and match the rhythm in order to put on a better performance. I searched love-making songs and started slowly creating a playlist in which I was comfortable matching the rhythm. There are a few songs to my playlist. However, there is one song in particular, which actually happens to be my favorite, that my girlfriend hates and says turns her off in a major way. I don't understand why it has taken her 2 years to tell me she hates that song. It's a good love-making song with good rhythm. I feel the way I fricked up is I could have possibly asked her previously if she likes the playlist or any songs she'd like to add or change, but to leave it for 2 years thinking our intimate life is great, but in her eyes has just been ruined by music, has left the whole situation feeling awkward, and I'm a bit annoyed. I pretty much played this tune every single time, so the amount of times she must have not been enjoying it, when I thought the complete opposite, is annoying but also embarrassing in ways. Not to mention my previous partners. However, they never complained about the song, so maybe it's just her. It fricked up the relationship, to be honest, because intimacy feels awkward now. The other day, we were having sex with no music, but I was still thrusting to the tune playing in my head. She recognized this and asked me to stop. I thought this song was perfect, and I was always thrust along with the tune, and feel it gives me the perfect rhythm for doing the deed to. I usually bust to this song and find it devastating she hates the song. So, I've got to reach out my hand in support to this. Why not say anything for 2 years straight? After at least 6 months, you've got to be comprehending the idea that what you do with this person and what they enjoy is something you're going to have to be a part of for possibly ever. But no, sure, keep this man completely oblivious to your own communication. Mate, for all you know, maybe she has a humiliation kink. Every time you were dancing to this song, she's just in her mind like, yeah, you enjoy this song, you just wait until I suddenly tell you I don't like it, yeah. Oh, you're gonna feel so ashamed, aren't ya? Now, I won't play the song myself for copyright reasons, but I want you to imagine it. You can go ahead and look it up yourself, actually. But if you can't right now, just imagine the start to some sort of Mario level. And then I want you to imagine a digital piano, but the keys are replaced with mice, and your hands are mallets. Now, understandably, this story absolutely blew up to smithereens. Not helping this man at all that they've named themselves Tyler and telling a personal story that have very specific circumstances. So you can imagine how within 3 days of this spreading on the internet that closer members found out about it. My man's made the smart, positive move to just make his own subreddit about it in this meanwhile. And weirdly enough, this whole situation has inspired a anthem movement of sorts, where everyone online's just been kind of sharing each other's bang playlists. For the first time, Spotify's social media aspect is actually being made use of. So, what happened in the update? Okay, this exploded more than I expected, and has been a bit overwhelming with the messages, but I thought I'd give an update. The attention hasn't been exactly positive, and this hasn't been the best thing to happen for my relationship, and it's now sadly ended. I didn't expect it to blow up so much. I should have used an anonymous name instead of my real name and our real ages. There aren't many 25-year-old Tyler Lifes who are in a relationship with their significant other for 2 years who is 20. Unfortunately, her younger sister recognized this and showed her parents, who wasn't happy at all, and made the situation extremely awkward. What made it more awkward and cemented the fact that it was me is that they recognized the song. Once at a family dinner, we were discussing music tastes, and my ex-girlfriend stated that I have an odd taste in music. Everyone laughed and pressed me to play something from my phone of what I like as music, to which I then blessed their ears with CBAT. Her father laughed and said it was terrible. I guess we all have different tastes. Although I nodded in agreement at the time, I was thinking in my head that this is a great frickin' song. We are over now, and I am moving on. I already revealed my face on TikTok, but with the amount of hate I originally got, I decided to say I didn't have it and backtracked. I don't think the song is that bad, and I had no idea she didn't like it until recently, and as soon as I did, I stopped. I didn't force her CBAT. Not all can handle CBAT. I know it's different. TLDR, made Reddit post and finished our relationship. Yeah, imagine as a parent finding out that this entire time you keep hearing that weird song in your daughter's bedroom. Surely they can't be doing anything with that sort of song playing. Nope. No, they definitely are, apparently. And much upon popular demand, the guy's social media following has just skyrocketed. And he's generously gifted us peasants to the wonders of his badonky-donk rhythms. So yeah, feel free to have that a little wonder about if you're keen. And if there's one thing for certain, is that you should expect this to be in every nightclub for at least the next 3 months. But circling back, congratulations once again to Hudson Mohawk. Little did this handsome man know that his spark of online fame would come from a random stranger going, "Ah!" to his song. Whether he wanted it to be that way or not, too bad. That's life. But you know, Tyler isn't the only screw-up in today's video, nor in eternity. We all have our screw-ups. Kinda like this friend, just trying to be a nice person, ended up ruining an entire marriage. Today, I fricked up by taking my friend's fiancé out for a drink. This happened 2 weeks ago. I'm a female. I met my friend's male fiancé a couple of months ago, when he moved in with her back to his hometown. The fiancé and I got on well enough, and we tentatively started to form a friendship. The night before her wedding, my friend stayed over at his brother's. I stayed the night at their house with the bride. She had no friends or family in town, and I was by default the bridesmaid. Feeling kind of sorry for her for not having had a bachelorette party or anyone around, I suggested that we go out to have a few drinks, celebrate her last few hours of singlehood. What do you mean? She's been in a relationship for a long time, that she's not still currently single. She agreed. I ordered a beer and a tequila each for the first round, thinking that we'd start with a shooter, have a few beers, and end off with a shooter. Nothing wild. I didn't want to be the cause of a severely hungover bride. After the first tequila hit her stomach, she changed, became more animated. I put it down to just pre-wedding excitement. No one told me that she was a recovering addict who hasn't had a drink in 4 years. No one! In the past, when I visited, my friends and myself would drink beer and she wouldn't. I always thought that it was because she wasn't particularly fond of beer or alcohol. I have lots of girlfriends like that, who will only drink on certain occasions, but I like beer. The bride started chugging beers and shooters like a frat boy. I tried to stop her. She wouldn't listen to reason. She became more and more aggressive, so I just backed off. Had I known then what I know now, I would have made a bigger effort, even if that may have meant a black eye or bloody nose for me. As Murphy would have it, she chose the exact moment to go to the restroom as a girl who was doing lines in the stall next to hers. The bride asked and got given. Anything for the bride, right? Oh my god. Oh, wonderful. You're getting married tomorrow. Here's another. The night went downhill from there. She was like a freight train, with me barely hanging on. She phoned her husband-to-be and told him that the wedding was off, that she's changed her mind. I felt like dog Schmidt. I eventually managed to get her home at around 4 a.m. He was waiting for her. She screamed at him, and he shouted at me. They postponed the wedding. I feel so bad. I never wanted to cause Schmidt for either one of them. So instead of ending the relationship yourself, you're ending others' relationships through yourself. To be honest, I'd feel much more guilty about this. Because in this situation, the OP just, they get to walk away at the end of it all. Now, look, I understand the guy getting upset here, but really, he has no reason to be upset at OP, and OP has no reason to feel ashamed about this. There's no mention of ages, but I'm confident to think the fiancé here is an adult. If you have a history of alcohol and drug abuse, why would you agree to go to a bar with your friend? Not unless you were personally hesitant about the whole marriage in the first place. This top comment does bring this all up. She could have mentioned her issue. They say people who relapse do it mentally before they take the physical actions, so don't sweat it. And that's understandable. It's your mind's way to trick you into going after the thing you're craving. But then more people offer the whole fact that, well, it's not that hard to simply say words. Actually, can we just have some dinner or maybe a coffee instead? Yeah, dozens of outs. How about we bang instead? Yeah, I thought this was where it was going, to be honest. Yeah, she should have definitely stopped you before you even left the apartment or the house for the drinks. Blame you? I mean, how the frick were you supposed to have known her past? Nah, slip all of that, Schmidt. None of this is your responsibility. Clearly, she was having some second thoughts. In the end, yes, you ruined a relationship, but I think the better word is you revealed some cracks. And not the butt kind. This story is not so much a relationship ending, but nonetheless an experience that makes you want to hide from society. I fricked up by linking my Tumblr blog to my CV. So I'm a recent university graduate, and naturally I am looking for a job, but I got a BA in history and have always seen myself in a writing or editing based career. But the writing and publishing sector is ruthless, and entry standards are very high. In preparation for this, I have been polishing my CV, making sure it has a neat, modern format with details of all my work experience and volunteering. It even included a very professional photo of me in my graduation cap and gown in the top left corner. It so happens that I run a modest writing blog on Tumblr, focusing mostly on video game fanfiction. Anyone who's had the misfortune of being on Tumblr knows what that is. Probably the least professional social media site out there, even worse than Reddit, frankly. My posts are very informal, mostly bullet point headcanons. More recently, I posted a 1.6 thousand word fic about Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil. At some point, while editing my CV, I thought something along the line of, oh, I can use my Tumblr writing blog as a portfolio so employers can see what a good writer I am, and put a big ol' link to it right under my name, immediately advertising it to anyone who even glances at the document, even above all my qualifications. And then I completely forgot about it. I only realized today, after I had sent out 3 job applications to multiple publishing houses in the surrounding area. I only remembered what I had done when I opened up my Tumblr blog's inbox and responded to some requests from my followers. I had just advertised all my cringy fanfiction to 3 potential employers. Now, I can never post that I'm on a blog again until I'm secure in the knowledge that I will never work at those places. And even then, the fact that a hiring manager could still be lurking in my blog haunts me. Moral of the story, check your CV. For any other job seekers insecure in their ability to find employment, I hope my mistake makes you feel better about yourself. Let's now move on to a story that's by far the most traumatic I've read so far, with a comment simply saying, your dad was laughing, and 10 years from over beers at a campfire, you will be the star with that story. That story in question? Today I fricked up by sleepwalk doodling with myself in front of my entire family. So I, 18 male, usually wake up a few hours after the rest of my family. They have breakfast at the table without me. While they were having breakfast, I sleepwalked down the hallway into the kitchen, pants down, fully erect, stroking it in front of everyone. Quickly woke up to the sounds of my parents and siblings yelling, asking what the frick I was doing. I just stared at them confused. The looks on their faces, I can't even describe it. Then I looked down and saw that my little Jono was out. I quickly pulled my pants up, apologized, and ran back into my room. My brother texted me asking why the frick I did that. I told him I was sleepwalking, and he explained everything I did. To make it worse, he said that I was also making noises! I could hear my dad laughing from my room when he realized I was sleepwalking. I am mortified and still haven't come out of my room. I hope this will be one of those things nobody ever speaks about, but I don't think that I am going to be left off that easily. For the record, I have only sleepwalked a few times before in my life, and never have I done something like this. Yeah, I don't know what kind of stuff you're watching online, my man, but this doesn't constitute family time. And these comments are just a blast. Sleepwalking? No. Sleepwanking. Shared a hotel room with a sleepwanker for work once. If work demands I share a room, I refuse to go now. Rest in peace, Scott. You big old gross perv. Spoiler, he wasn't asleep. Spoiler, neither was OP. And they were roommates. All those dreams of being bottomless in public. This dude realized one. And an absolute truth, this will come up in your wedding. May your married life be full of bliss and satisfaction, to the point that the groom never has to sleepwalk again. Yep, some people worry about their mum showing baby pictures. You, sir, have a far bigger worry. But hey, look, all this said, I think, don't worry, buddy. As long as you don't fall asleep in school, I think you'll be fine. Or go to sleepovers. Maybe don't go to sleepovers. Now, for another story that's not as shameful, but equally makes you want to run away from everyone around you. Today, I fricked up by thinking that the emergency vet clinic gives out goodie bags and excitedly asking about it. So today, we ended up having to bring our cat into the emergency veterinary clinic. He's now fine. After he was all fixed up and I had paid, I was waiting for the vet tech to bring him out so I could take him home. While I was waiting, I noticed a couple who had also just paid waiting and assumed they too were waiting for their animal to come out. Before my cat was brought out, a different vet tech came out to the couple waiting, carrying a fancy paper bag. My dumb butt should have realized then and there, but alas, this is where I fricked up. Instead of realizing that the bag carried the ashes of their dead pet, I excitedly asked from across the waiting room in a bright and sunny voice, "Ooh, do we get goodie bags?" I realized what was in the bag as the words were coming out, but not soon enough to actually stop saying them. The vet tech handing the bag froze. Mid-pass-off, the woman receiving the bag, who was heavily pregnant, burst into tears immediately, and everyone else just looked deeply uncomfortable. I started apologizing immediately and tried to explain, but it was too late. The room was dead silent, except for the sobs of the pregnant lady. It was at this moment, of course, that the vet tech that had been working with our cat brings him out, cheerily proclaiming him happy and healthy and ready to go home. The couple with the goodie bag left in a hurry without looking up at me again. I have never been so freaking mortified in my life. I feel so bad that I had already made their horrible day worse. Oh, congratulations on your new core memory that will replay in your head every time you try to fall asleep. The year is 2063, and you observe on the other side of the coffee shop an old person who sees out of the corner of their eye a paper bag and proceeds to cringe hard. I don't own any pets, I definitely did growing up, but what no doubt makes this worse is understanding the fact that for many people, their pets are their children. They are family. Seriously imagine someone collecting their child's body, either in ashes or just the physical body from the morgue, and a fellow human being coming up and saying, "Ooh, yummy, can I have some?" Yeah, this is gonna be a core memory. Yes, you will never get over this. A moment of silence for you and your constant sense of self-cringe. That will end all our screw-ups for today. Thank you as always for watching. Love your face for making it this far. Apologies if the workers upstairs were being a bit too loud through some of this recording. Hopefully, by the time I'm editing this, it's not even heard. Anyway, you be good. Double check with your partners if they actually like the music you bang to. And until then, remember to drink water. Bye-bye.